You ever think about how 90s the names for Morph and Cable are? I mean, in the 90s, we had morphing in music videos, we had morphing rangers, and of course, Morph himself. Cable, on the other hand, might as well have been named emerging technology. If not Cable, how about Satellite? Maybe we could call him DVD. Move forward 20 years? Call him Netflix. But you know what synonym for Cable was a missed opportunity for this guy? Imagine if he was actually called Power Cord. How's that for 90s extreme? Hey toy fans, Rob here. Let's get these guys out of the box and see what they're all about. Streaming, that's another one you could use today. Anyway, here are the figures that we're going to be looking at today. Of course, we have Morph and Cable. The back of the packaging for these guys do show a lineup of all the other figures available in the wave. We do not get bios for these guys this time around. But let's go ahead and get these guys out of the box and see what they're all about. All right, toy fans, here we have Morph and Cable out of the packaging. And up front, these guys make me pretty happy. Let's go ahead and start with Morph. Morph is a brand new sculpt through and through. This is a new X-Men team uniform body with a sculpted jacket and an overlay on the torso. Pretty accurately represents the way that he looked on X-Men 97. Morph on X-Men 97 did have a smaller frame than most of the other characters he stood next to on the show. He does come with some very nice accessories. The first thing we get is this civilian head, and yeah, it's a pretty great sculpt overall. Smooth features. He does look noticeably different from the way that he did on the 90s cartoon. Some extra info about these Morph figures. You'll notice this newer figure does have a gray neck all the time, so if you try to put a different flesh-colored head, human flesh-colored head, on this Morph figure, you're always going to see the gray on their neck there, just something to be aware of. Also, if you were curious about the old Morph head fitting on the new Morph body, the ball pegs for these figures are slightly different sizes, so it's difficult to move the 97 head to the animated series body, but you can put the animated series head on the 97 body. But as you can see here, the head does seem oversized for the new dimensions that this 97 Morph figure has. So this is probably not a head swap you'll be doing all that often. And we also get an interchangeable Henry Peter Gyrick head. This is a really cool inclusion. Now, the ball peg hole inside the head does fit most suited bodies, so if you happen to have an extra body laying around, I'm going to use the hover chair Xavier because Gyrick did wear green suits on X-Men the Animated Series. Just pops right on. Well, it's a little tight. And yeah, there we go. I mean, all we're missing really is the yellow shirt for the guy. But you've got yourself an instant Gyrick figure, and probably the only way we're ever going to receive this guy is as an alternate head with the Morph figure. So I'm really happy that we have that head included with this figure. Morph also comes with an extra pair of fists, and here they are in the standard X-Men yellow training uniform color. And that's everything included in the box. So let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation for this figure. Morph's head does rotate all the way around. It does look down that far and look up that far. He's got full rotation here at the shoulders. It goes all the way around and can bend out from the body. He's also got an upper bicep swivel. He's got a double jointed elbow, which the previous Morph figure we'll look at in a moment did not have. And then he's got a hand that'll rotate all the way around and hinge back and down. And then he does have a torso articulation here that bends forward, just a standard ab crunch for Marvel Legends. He does have a rotation at the bottom of his belt. His leg will go forward that far. It'll go back pretty decently. Goes out from the body very far. He's got upper thigh swivel hidden by the belt sculpt, double jointed knees, and then of course, some boot swivel. And then he does have an ankle that'll go forward that far, down that far, and it does pivot back and forth. So a great range of motion on this figure. Nitpick wise, I think I would have liked some holding hands with this figure, just yellow hands that match the suit. I could probably take some from the X-Men 275 X-Men if I really needed to. But this Morph can't hold anything. And at least on X-Men the Animated Series, Morph would hold a pistol since he didn't have any offensive powers. Height-wise, this Morph figure does stand right around 6 3/4 inches tall. And for some size comparison, let's go ahead and bring in the X-Men Age of Apocalypse Morph figure. And of course, let's go ahead and bring in the X-Men VHS Morph figure. If I had to pick between the three, I am still partial to the VHS Morph figure. That was the Morph I grew up with. But this X-Men 97 Morph is still a really nice addition to anyone's mutant collection. Let's move on to Cable. Here we have Cable out of the packaging, and this figure is 100% top 10 Marvel Legends of the Year material. Like we saw with Morph, this is a completely original sculpt. No previous Cable parts were used when creating this guy. He's got really smooth features, like you would expect from a cartoon character, but he's also got so much detail worked into his outfit. Some sculpting lines on the patches on his pants, he's got wrinkles in his pants, he's got the buckles or the straps on his boots, he's got the detail you expect from the arm pouches and the sort of banding on his techno-organic arm as we rotate the figure around. Some of that detail is continued on the back, but paint is pretty much everywhere it needs to be on this figure. We've got the collar with the X logo. I especially like the way that they've done the head for this figure. You can see here, we have Cable, his, starburst pattern around his eye. But then we also have another head walkie-talkie like we saw with the, Sasquatch Wave Cable figure from the 90s. The Genoshan walkie-talkie headpiece. Really a fantastic figure. I like this guy a lot. And he's no slouch in the accessory department either. This Cable figure comes with 4 hands total. He's got an open gripping hand on his left side. He's got a pistol hand on the right side that does have the standard gun joint that you want to see. He's got a left hand that articulates the same way with that hinge that's designed to move up and down at the top and the bottom of the wrist. And his last hand is just a standard fist. He's got a massive single grip weapon, sort of a futuristic automatic pistol, very nicely designed. It's got some paint applied to it as well. He's also got an even more massive two-handed weapon, again, with some paint detail on the side of it, a very nice touch. This is a very futuristic looking weapon as well, perfect for Cable. And he also comes with some age-old blast effects that we've seen with other Marvel Legends figures, and these plug perfectly into the end of the barrel of each of these guns to create a nice blasting effect. I really, really like this. For the most part, this Cable figure is pretty great when it comes to articulation, though the shoulders can be a little tricky. His head will look down that far and look up that far. He can rotate all the way around at the neck. You can actually move his arms forward and backward, or rotate them forward and backward, and move them out from the body pretty far. But you want to be careful. If you try to rotate that shoulder joint all the way around and the bicep flips on you, you might get this hinge stuck at a position that's really hard to get it back to neutral stance. So just be careful with that. He does have double jointed elbows that are great for his weapons, but also just allow him to have a great amount of range in general. He has rotation at the wrist, and his hand will go back. Here we go. That far and down that far. And of course, he's got the special hinges on his gun hands as well, as we mentioned before. He does have a diaphragm joint, so his body can rock around, but he can also bend forward only about that far and bend back only about that far. He does have a waist rotation at the bottom of his belt. He has a leg that can go forward that far. It can go back only so much. His leg will go out from the body nicely. He does have an upper thigh swivel hidden by those pouches. He's got a double jointed knee. Despite what you might expect, he does not have a boot swivel. And then he has a toe that'll go forward this far, go back this far, and he does have an ankle pivot. Height-wise, this Cable figure does stand just a little bit over 7 inches tall. For some size comparison, let's go ahead and bring in the Zabu Wave Cable figure and the Juggernaut Wave Cable figure. From the Sasquatch Wave, we've got Hasbro's first attempt at a 90s Cable figure based off the comics. Here's the Marvel Legends Cable by ToyFans. And of course, Baby Cable. And a few more comparisons before we're out of here. Let's go ahead and bring back in that kit-bashed Henry Peter Gyrick and X-Men 97 Wolverine. Let's see Cable next to his old man and his mom, Madeline Pryor. All right, toy fans. Well, that's my review of the X-Men 97 Morph and Cable figures from Hasbro. Overall, I'm a big fan of both of these figures. Both of them are completely unique sculpts from the ground up, and at least initially, I'm not seeing too much reuse potential for either of these guys, so props to Hasbro for putting in the effort. If you guys are cherry picking which characters from X-Men 97 you want to add to your collection, these are 2 figures you definitely don't want to miss. And thanks for watching my review, toy fans. If you like what you saw here, please go ahead and give this video a like and share it with your friends. Let me know in the comments below, which X-Men 97 characters are you still hoping for in a Wave 4? And let's assume we're all gonna say Beast, so let me know who else you'd like to see in the line. You can always keep up with me at D21Beast, and I'll see you guys next time. You know, Cable could have been called Cellular, or maybe Landline. LCD? No, that's taken. How about Router? Oh, I've got it. Cat 5. Or maybe Netscape.